parents have a lot of questions about Cambridge and they want to find a way to answer them and share them with other parents. So here is the plan we suggested, that step 1, let us ask curious parents what questions they have in mind. Let us collect them, let us bunch them. Okay. And then step 2, we will send it to Cambridge and get official answers. Step 3, I will also add my thoughts on it and we will put the final answers out for parents. So we did that. We got a lot of questions from parents. Questions like, does Cambridge curriculum help kids in taking competitive exams in India? How to know if a school is teaching Cambridge correctly? Is it difficult to crack Indian exams with IGCSE? Can homeschooling be done with IGCSE curriculum? Which field can kids choose post 10th class in Cambridge? And that's a specific difference between ICSE and Cambridge board. Why consider Cambridge? Is Cambridge just a glorified version of CBSE or actually different? Difference between Cambridge and IB? And all these different questions. And while all the questions were important, they ended up being in many different kinds of buckets. So we picked one big bucket, which is, as a parent, how should I choose between Cambridge, IB, ICSE and CBSE? And we decided to focus on questions from that bucket. And from that bucket, we picked 12 sub-questions, which we sent to Cambridge to get an answer for. And they've been kind enough to share a very detailed answer on all of those. So together we'll look at the official answers to these questions and I will also add more on these. So let's go and start by looking at the exact question parents asked that we will look to answer. The first one is, are IGCSE and Cambridge both the same? And then what is IB? Is Cambridge recognized only by Cambridge? Or is it accepted everywhere? Does it make sense to go to Cambridge if my child wants to be in India or if I want my child to be in India? Can my child prepare for Indian entrance exams along with Cambridge? How do I choose between IB and Cambridge for my child? How is Cambridge different from CBSE? And how do fees differ? Is Cambridge just a glorified version of CBSE or is it, actually different? How do we choose Cambridge over CBSE? If I move my child from grade 6 CBSE to Cambridge, will it be difficult for the child to cope up with it? What is the difference between ICSE and IGCSE? Is the ICSE or CISCE origin story linked to Cambridge? And why is Cambridge becoming popular again? And last, what is the specific difference between CISCE and Cambridge and why should a parent consider Cambridge? These were the 12 questions that we picked to answer for parents. And before we look at the answers to each of these questions, I want to show you a table. I find the table interesting because all the different things that parents could use to compare different boards. There are 11 parameters in it. Let me read them out as you look at the comparison with other boards. The first one is curriculum structure. The second one is clarity of milestones. Then teaching approach. Fourth, consistency across classrooms. Fifth, assessment style. Sixth, flexibility in subject choice as our child grows older in senior years. Seventh, Indian exam entrance readiness, which is important for a lot of parents. Then global recognition, while parents are asking, my child can be in India or not. A lot of parents actually want to know, will my child be able to go abroad or not? And what does the curriculum bring forward for that? Then transition stability from primary to secondary to senior, is it easy or difficult? Then teacher dependency of the board. I find this to be an interesting question. I think it's an important question. And finally, learning style. These are in general good parameters to think about. And now let's start with the questions. Let's look at them one by one. Simplest one first. Is IGCSE and Cambridge both the same? If yes, then what is IB? Okay. That IGCSE is a Cambridge qualification and exam program for grades 9 to 10. This is equivalent to class 10 boards. So that is the IGCSE exam, the equivalent of class 10 board of CBSE, ICSE. Cambridge Assessment International Education is the body which offers a full pathway from age 3 to 18 and they are the one who conduct this IGCSE exam. Okay. This is the difference between IGCSE and Cambridge. Now what is IB? IB, International Baccalaureate, is a separate organization with a strong inquiry-led philosophy. So what does it mean? It means two things, that IGCSE is the 10th board exam in some ways. Cambridge is the body conducting that exam, and that body actually designs the education philosophy. Cambridge and IB are kind of like different companies. Both are international, but both have their own ways of working and philosophy. The headquarters of Cambridge is, well, in Cambridge, England, and the headquarters of IB is in Geneva, Switzerland. Which brings us to the second question. Is Cambridge recognized only by Cambridge University, or is it accepted everywhere? Cambridge qualifications are not limited to one university. They are accepted worldwide by universities across UK, USA, Europe, Australia, Canada, and in India, which makes them truly globally portable. Cambridge has also shared the list of countries where students typically go to or where Cambridge is accepted. It covers, I think, most of the countries some of us might want our child to go to, and the link for that is in the description, and you can also check it out. One interesting piece of information which I found in that data is this, that 69% of Cambridge students who want to go abroad, they went to attend a top 500 ranked university in the world. You can see the data for yourself. And one can also see the countries which were top destinations for students studying in India. The top destinations were India first, USA second, and UK third. What is our view on this? Our view is, long story short, Cambridge is universally accepted and parents and children have a lot of choice. So you shouldn't worry about that. The links to documents that you can see which Cambridge has given, they are in the description and you can check them out. Coming to the third question, does it make sense to go to Cambridge or a Cambridge school if my child wants to be in India? Another question that we can club with it and we can answer them together is, can my child prepare for the Indian entrance exams along with Cambridge?
More than 50% of Cambridge students stay back in India and pursue college and career in India. You can see this in the image.
Earlier, international boards used to give results later. Thus, the kids could not apply in time for Indian universities. Cambridge now has a March exam series to help students get results in time to apply for Indian universities. So yes, students who go to Cambridge can apply for Indian universities. What Cambridge has also done to help children prepare for entrance exams.
So Cambridge introduced a STEM Plus pathway to support the journey for children to prepare for IIT or NEET.
So Cambridge officially believes it prepares children for options in both India and abroad. What is our view on this? I do think mota this is right. And the data that Cambridge has shared says that
more than 50% of Cambridge students
tend to pursue their future in India. On exams like IIT-JEE, NEET, Cambridge has made progress to ensure it can prepare the child. I think it is good for parents to remember that these are highly competitive exams. I had also cleared IIT Bombay, JEE, long back in the year 2000. But for most children who want to really prepare for these exams,
they generally end up joining coaching additional to schools for 3 or 4 years.
So while Cambridge believes that Cambridge prepares them for IIT-JEE, NEET and university exams, I think that is absolutely true, that pathway remains open. Also remember that these are competitive exams where children spend many years focusing just to clear that exam. Okay, let us move on to the next set of questions and look at how Cambridge compares with other boards that parents have asked about. The first question there is, how do I choose between IB and Cambridge for my child? Both IB and Cambridge are internationally recognized pathways, but they are built on different educational architecture. Cambridge International is designed as a subject-based, progression-led curriculum that prioritizes depth, continuity, and clarity across stages. Each Cambridge subject is structured through a clearly sequenced framework that runs from primary to lower secondary, IGCSE, then AS and A level. And many families find that Cambridge offers clearer learning milestones and more predictable progression, making it easier to track growth over time. It comes down to whether you value philosophical flexibility or structured clarity in delivery. Now let us move to questions around Cambridge and CBSE. We have 4 questions from parents here. Let's read them out. The first question is, how is Cambridge different from CBSE and how much do fees differ? The second is Cambridge just a glorified version of CBSE or actually different? How do we choose Cambridge over CBSE? And finally, if I move my child from grade 6 CBSE to Cambridge, will it be difficult for the child to cope up with it? We'll look at the 3 questions in one go and the last one separately. So first, is Cambridge just a glorified version of CBSE or actually different? Cambridge is genuinely different in philosophy, assessment design and pedagogy. It is not simply a more expensive version of CBSE. The emphasis is on deep subject knowledge, conceptual clarity and higher order thinking skills rather than primarily on clearance of exam and exam performance. The second question was, how is Cambridge different from CBSE and how much do fees differ? The official answer from Cambridge is that Cambridge differs in its emphasis on understanding, application and transferable skills. On fees, Cambridge says that Cambridge school fees are generally higher than CBSE, but this varies significantly from school to school. The third question that we're looking at is that how do we choose then Cambridge over CBSE? Cambridge focuses on concepts, skills and global thinking through inquiry-based learning, while CBSE focuses on content mastery and exam readiness. Cambridge is learner-centered with flexible subject choice, while CBSE follows a fixed syllabus. Both are strong pathways, is the official Cambridge answer, but Cambridge offers broader global recognition and keeps more options open for students. So there is also the table we saw earlier with 11 parameters, which shows the above answers in tabular format. Cambridge has also shared 3 videos and 1 web page, links of which are in the description, which explain these points a bit more through real examples. You can look at them. Now here is my view of this, that in terms of concept focus, Cambridge is concept-driven, much more than the average CBSE schools. Also keep in mind that on the ground, CBSE has had the opportunity to change under National Education Policy, NEP reforms. Historically, CBSE has been content-heavy, exam-focused and memory-driven, but in the last 5-7 years, case study questions have been added, NEP reforms have been implemented. So CBSE is also changing, just that how quickly it is changing and how good the change is depends on the exact school near your home that you want your child to go to. In a world which is rapidly changing, where memorization will no longer hold value, what will matter is whether children understand what they are learning or not. You should use that bit to choose the right board or school for your child. Second is that on flexibility, Cambridge actually wins. Students can drop subjects, mix arts and science flexibly, whereas in CBSE there is less customization and more rigid subject streams. In terms of global recognition, Cambridge wins. CBSE students may require additional tests like SAT, IELTS, depending on the country that they want to go to. Third, CBSE is definitely more cost effective than Cambridge. There is no doubt about that. Now, a question that many parents asked is about movement from one board to another, that if I move my child from grade 6 CBSE to Cambridge, will it be difficult for the child to cope up? The official answer from Cambridge is that transitions always require adjustment, but Cambridge's clearly structured frameworks help students settle in. The curriculum builds skills progressively and the learning expectations are transparent, which reduces uncertainty for the child during this change. My view is that I also think that this change won't be difficult. What matters is that not only the parent but the child also wants this change. We have to talk to the child, tell them why we are making this change, and we have to co-create reality with our children. And in that way, as parents, we can make any change easy for our children. So let us now come to the final comparison, which is CISCE comparison with Cambridge. We have 4 questions there that parents have asked. Let's look at the first one. What is the difference between ICSE and IGCSE? ICSE is the board exam by CISCE, which is the organization that designs the curriculum and conducts this exam. IGCSE is the name of the exam which is conducted by Cambridge. It designs and conducts this exam. Second question is that, is CISCE origin story linked to Cambridge? I actually got a little bit confused by this question, but I think it's an interesting question. That is, CISE origin story linked to Cambridge, and why is Cambridge becoming popular again? Cambridge is increasingly sought after because it focuses on future-ready skills and flexible learning, helping students adapt to a rapidly changing world. Parents are looking for education that fosters curiosity, critical thinking, and real-world application, combining national rigor with global readiness, and that is what Cambridge believes they offer. My view is that Cambridge is saying it is becoming more popular because parents are looking for an education like this now. And I think that is true. I just want to add that one reason this is becoming possible because parents now have more money to spend on their child's education, which has led to international boards being more popular than before. Whether Cambridge originates from CISE? The short answer is no, not directly. Council for Indian Schools Certificate Examination, CISE, was set up in 1958. Historically, it is true that it evolved from University of Cambridge local examination system. So while pre-independence, CISE did come from Cambridge, post-Indian independence, CISE became an Indian board. So there is historical influence from Cambridge, that is true, but it is not controlled by Cambridge today, and it is not the same as Cambridge IGCSE. They are structurally separate now. Let's move on to the next question, which is that what is the specific difference between CISE and Cambridge, and why should I as a parent consider Cambridge? Cambridge focuses on understanding and skills development. Cambridge offers more flexibility, broader global recognition, and local as well as international opportunities. My view is that both boards focus on understanding subjects, particularly in math and English. The difference lies in Cambridge being more modular and flexible, while CISE is more detailed and structured. And yes, for parents wanting their child to go abroad, Cambridge will be more aligned. So this was it. These were the 12 questions that we picked from parents, shared with Cambridge, got answers for, shared them with you, along with adding our views. While this video is comparing boards, my one suggestion to parents is not to think of boards as one versus the other. But to understand what we want for our child and how do children learn. If you understand those two bits, then you can write down each board, write down each school, and tick what works for your family. Yeah, and that is how at least I would choose the right board or the right school for my child. I hope this was useful to you. I just want to add also that boards are only one parameter to choose schools on. There are many other things that parents should consider, including how well the school is run on the ground by the principal, founder of the school. If you want to know more, there are links to videos and documents to learn more about Cambridge in the description of the video. These are official ones that have been shared with us. Thank you for being a curious parent. Thank you for taking out time to understand schools and boards for the education of your child. I wish you and your family lots of joy.